Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone here this evening to the Town of Stellarton Council meeting, January 10th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. start time. We're going to be a Zoom due to the COVID restrictions. First off, I'd like to ask Council for a moment of silence in recognition of Betty Jean Sutherland, Westville Councillor and also Chair of Glenhaven Manor. If you have a moment of silence for that, please. Thank you. Next is the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or changes to the agenda? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve, please?
So moved.
So moved.
I believe that was moved by Deputy Mayor Penn, seconded by Councillor Campbell. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded, motion carried. Nancy, thank you. Item 2 is approval of minutes from December 13, 2021. It's a regular meeting distributed electronically. They're also part of the package. Is there any errors or omissions? Hearing none, can I have a motion? Moved by Councillor Wand.
I'll
Second.
second it.
Seconded by Councillor Campbell. I think got it first. Thank you. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded, most carried. Nancy, thank you. Business arising from the minutes, Eastern Mainland Housing Authority.
Yes, Councillor Knight had submitted notification to our representative Nancy Terrace. And just for council's information, a letter was sent to Eastern Mainland Housing Authority as per the direction of the last council meeting, but I have not yet received a response from them, which is not surprising due to the holiday break.
Okay, thank you for that follow-up. We look forward to hearing a reply. And we'll move on to presentation, Tomorrow's Mill. Dale Patterson will do the presentation. Welcome to the meeting, Dale, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mayor. What I wanted to do was to speak to the group about the upcoming terms of reference, which are now before the public. And I'm going to do a share.
Are you able to do that, Dale?
I'm just progressing through it now.
Yep.
Yes.
Perfect.
It should be up for you.
It is.
Okay. See if I can get this to, there we go. Okay, as I said, welcome to the presentation. Please do not hesitate to ask any questions. I wanted to start off by just reinforcing the vision that we have for the operation. And that's to be one of the world's cleanest, most environmentally focused community-based mills. The total mill transformation will be with a significantly reduced environmental footprint. The carbon is a low carbon operation, and it's energy efficient. As I said in previous discussions, the mill runs with about 92% renewable energy, and we're looking to increase that further. All of the advanced wastewater treatment we talked about will be located on the mill site. In terms of the wastewater environmental components, 3 of the major ones will see a 70% reduction, and the suspended solids will be a 30% reduction. The odor is about an 80% reduction in odor, and there should not be any detectable odor in the surrounding community when we're operating normally. The residual plumes that you see as you drive by along the causeway will reduce by 70%. The water reduction will be about 45% coming from the Middle River. And when in operation, the mill will support about 330 full-time jobs and just under 2,700 indirect jobs in Nova Scotia. I wanted to take a quick look at the environmental assessment process to give you a flavor of where this goes. The company first registers an environmental assessment document. That was done at the end of November. The Nova Scotia Environment then takes about 7 days to review the document and make a decision as to accept it or reject the submission. The Nova Scotia Environment accepted our submission. They then had 14 days to publish a set of terms of reference and put it before the public. That was done on December 21st. The next step is the terms of reference will stay in the public till the 31st of January. They will then come back to Northern Pulp to review all the comments, then go back to Nova Scotia Environment, and the 84 days will complete the beginning of March. Once that is complete, the terms of reference are like a handbook. The environmental assessment then starts and must be completed within 2 years from the first week of March in 2022. After that 2 years, the government evaluates the report against the terms of reference, and that's a month. And then a panel is appointed to review the submission, and that is up to 110 days. The minister then takes about, I believe it's 21 days. I can't quite see the number, but he then takes that time to approve or reject the environmental assessment. That is the process that is takes place in Nova Scotia, and that is by legislation. So the time periods are all fixed. Is there any questions on that process? Okay. The draft terms of reference, as I talked about, they were issued on December 21st. I talked about the comment period and that the comments will come back to Northern Pulp and that the final will come out in the first week of March. Nova Scotian residents need to see that, need to understand it, and have confidence in the process as we move towards the outcome. This is the opportunity for Nova Scotia residents to take a look at this and comment if they feel there are items missed, if there's items that should be added. Our thoughts on the draft terms of reference is we are looking as Northern Pulp to seek more clarity on the key aspects of the draft. And that is around the air emissions and the wastewater quality. We know we need to know what the limits are so we can ensure the design meets Nova Scotia Environment's expectations, so that we can prepare a thorough environmental assessment report and know what the government expects of us once operational. There are no limits defined in the terms of reference. The comment of Nova Scotia Environment is to do all of the environmental assessment and see what the limitations are, and then speak out to what the limits will be. The question that we ask is, would you spend money to design and build a house without knowing the building code standards that you're going to be used to inspect to? That is a very simple way of looking at it. We are fully prepared to put the proposal against the most stringent and air and wastewater regulations in Canada. And I'll describe those a bit for you. As I said, the draft terms of reference really provides no guidelines on what is expected for wastewater quality. The Canadian government and Canada, in cooperation with a number of organizations, has developed a proposed update to the pulp and paper effluent regulations. They will be some of the most stringent in the world. And what are they? They are about 50% of the regulations today. The pulp and paper regulations are governed are the things that govern the discharge of all of the effluents from pulp mills across the country. The transformation of Northern Pulp is one of the few mills in Canada that has plans to meet the proposed updates. There are very few mills in Canada that can meet the updates today, and they will have to do modifications to their operations. We expect that we will be held to the strict standards envisioned. The proposed and revised pulp and paper regulations that all mills are held to. Yes? Sorry. But we do need to know what the limits are, because what we do is we take the equipment designs and we put them in a model, whether it's an air model or a model of Pictou Harbor. We use those numbers to generate the model. Without having some specific idea of where to go, there will be a repetition of models that will be produced, but not knowing which one is to be selected. We will select models based on the environmental interactions and the impacts, but we would like to know where to go with it. The air is much the same situation, only a lot less defined. There is a monitor that operates in the Pictou area. It is maintained by the Nova Scotia government. And the results of this monitor are going to cause some controversy. What the air monitor is saying is very few things have changed in the air quality other than the smell has reduced 50%. There is still smell present on that monitor. The particulate has not changed very much. There are a number of items that have not changed. We stand by the comment that as we operate and transform Northern Pulp, there will be no odor in the surrounding communities. And air emissions from the operation will be significantly improved. But we have not seen, with the mill shutting down, very much improvement. Only in the smell area. Nova Scotia doesn't have a detailed air emission regulation for pulp operation. Other Canadian provinces have stringent air emission regulations. What we've been asked to do is compare to those regulations and see which ones Nova Scotia could adopt for this mill. Once again, we're asking for the province to come forward with what is going to be the standard. And again, we'll meet the stringent standards, but we do modeling of the air discharge as we go through the environmental assessment. And we model what the potential impact will be on communities depending on wind direction and where they are located. A bit about the public review and comment period. In terms of reviewing the draft tour, the terms of reference, you can find that on the Tomorrow's Mill site, tomorrowsmill.ca, or you can go to the Nova Scotia in NSC site, and you'll find the draft terms of reference there. Also, you can find the draft in the Pictou Library, or you can find the draft in the New Glasgow Library. Comments are to be made by January 31st. And there's two sites there. Both are Government of Nova Scotia sites, ea@gov.ns.ca, and of course through the Nova Scotia NSC website. They are asking that only the comments related to the specific terms of reference be made, and that's what will be used in the finalization of the terms of reference. That is what I wanted to bring to you this evening, was a short introduction so that councils in the area understood what the terms of reference was, where they could go to see it, where they could go to respond to it, and also give you some insight as to how Northern Pulp feels about the terms of reference. Questions?
Thank you, Dale, for the information. Is there questions from council? Okay, I think it was pretty straightforward what you presented, so I think council is okay. So we'd like to thank you. Go ahead, Dale.
I'm open to send this presentation to Susan tomorrow if you would like to have me do that.
Sure. That'd be good.
Okay.
Good idea. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Dale, for the presentation. We appreciate your time. And again, we appreciate the information provided, and we'll see what happens in the future.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the members of council.
And
Thank you.
Dale, if you can stop sharing your screen there and
Okay, just give me a couple.
there.
I got
You
it.
got it.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
you got it.
Dale.
Okay, and I will depart.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah, bye.
Okay, so we can move on to item 5, which is reports from staff. 5A is Chief Mark Kovac, Stellarton Police Service. The report's included. Is there any questions on the police report?
Your worship, I'd just like to point out where the street crime, the Stellarton Police shut down another drug operation this week or last week.
It's great to see that work continues. I know that 2021 was a really good year for shutting down drug houses in Stellarton, so good to see the work continues by the Stellarton Police and also the street crimes unit as well. I'd like to thank them both. Any further comments or questions? Could we have a motion to accept it, please?
So
So moved. Second.
Moved by Councillor Knight, seconded by Councillor Campbell. All those in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Nancy, thank you. Item 5B is the fire chief's report, Michael Sullivan from the fire department. I just wanted to comment that staff had the Christmas party at the fire hall this year. It went really well. I want to thank the fire department for that. And unfortunately, the firefighters couldn't have their Christmas event because the COVID restrictions had increased by that point in time. They did do a pick up your dinner at the fire hall, almost like a drive-through thing. It was really appreciated by all those who enjoyed a steak dinner from them. So I want to thank them for that as well. Any further comments or questions on the fire report? Have a motion to accept it?
I would move the fire report as written, your worship.
I second that, your worship.
Thank you. Moved by Deputy Mayor Pence, seconded by Councillor Knight. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Nancy, thank you. 5C is Paige Clark Marketing Communications Reports included. I just want to thank Paige for assisting the Stellarton Police with several communication projects. They have their own Facebook page, so it's good that Paige is helping them with communications. She's a specialist in it, so we're glad to see that. Any other comments or questions on Paige's report? Have a motion to accept them, please.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Pence, seconded by Councillor Campbell. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Oh, yeah,
Contrary
your
minded.
worship, I just wanted to take a minute to thank Paige. I had to get a new modem this week, and I'm not that key on this tech stuff. She came up with her mask on and gave me a hand, and she did a great job. Thank you.
She's always eager to help, and we appreciate her. Thank you for that comment, Deputy Mayor. All those in favor by saying aye. Sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. Nancy, do you have something to say, Councillor One?
Yeah, Councillor Pence, it must have been a user error. She must have fixed it.
What was that, Councillor Lawan? I didn't hear you.
No, nothing. I was just saying, we love you, man.
Okay, so we'll move on to 5D, Blaine Murray, Town Engineer. The reports are included. A question on the water report. The consumption for December 2021 was 17% lower than December 2020. Pretty significant savings in treated water. Does the CAO know why that is?
I do. Spoke with the town engineer on that number, and with Andy Hartery now having been in that department, he changed the process, so the backwash, it's obviously a lot more efficient, and he was the instrumental in doing that.
Great.
I'd like to thank Andy for that. Treated waters cost money to treat, so the less we go through, the more savings to the town. So thank you for that to Andy. Any other questions on either report for the engineer?
And just for council's information as well, the crew will be out tonight to remove the snow on Ford Street from the storm last Friday. So they'll be out tonight starting at midnight.
That's great. Thank you very much. And I also want to mention the traffic signal at the corner of Bridge and Ford has been updated. It's now more efficient. It stays green going north and south from 12 midnight to 6 a.m. And also if you're traveling north on Ford, if there's no cars turning left coming south and it turns green right away, it was 15-second delay before, so it's made it a much more efficient corner. So thank you to the engineer for that work as well. Could I have a motion to accept his reports, please?
I so
moved.
moved.
So move. Oh, go ahead, Sue. Go ahead. I'll
I'd say-
second it.
I second.
Moved by Councilor Campbell, seconded by Councilor Wand. All those in favor by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded, motion carried. Better too many motions than not enough. We'll move on to Noah Delory, the active community living coordinator. His report's included. Is there any questions or comments on that?
I do have one question, Your Worship. In the report, it says something about the Sobers Indoor Soccer Complex. They installed a multi-sport floor, which is, I think it's the same floor that they got last year. And I'm just wondering if Noah has an update of how this floor is being used. And actually, I'm just also intrigued at what Noah does with the indoor soccer complex to report on it.
Thank you, Councilor Wand. Does the CAO want to respond to that?
I think that's just for more of council's information, where the council had donated some money to the floor. It's just an information update. I don't know exactly what they are using the floor for, but I can certainly get that information for council.
Thank you.
Thank you. If that's all, could I have a motion to accept, please?
So moved.
And I second.
Moved by Councilor Knight, seconded by Councilor Wand. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried unanimously. Thank you. Item 6 is correspondence. Is there any correspondence?
I have no correspondence for council's consideration.
Okay, and there's no committee of the whole report as well, so we'll move on to item 8, which is just for information. Is the Pictou County Wellness Center report from the CEO, Graham McNeil. It's in there for information. If there are any questions, you can ask them now, or you can forward them to us at a future time if you want. So hearing none, we'll move on to item 9, the open forum, which is a little different with Zoom. I don't think we have anybody for the open forum, or do we?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Next council meeting is February 14th, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. start time. So we'll see everybody then. I don't know if it'll be virtual or in person, but we'll play it by ear and we'll see what happens. I have a motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
We'll give that one to Deputy Mayor Pence since he's the tradition. So, thank you very much, everyone, and that's the end of the meeting. Thank you.